Alabama State Senator Jim McClendon, a Republican, he seems to have actually told cancer patients they may as well hit up their local drug dealer because under no circumstance is he going to vote to legalize medical marijuana to help them. Now, this happened during an interview for a local radio show there. I think it's called Matt and Aunie. So McClendon was asked specifically why he voted against the Alabama Senate bill legalizing medical marijuana.
Sometime along the way, we're going to open the door that's going to eventually lead to recreational marijuana. And so I figure as long as I kind of push against that door, the better it'll be.
Poor thing, he is so exhausted. Of course, the hosts point out how ridiculous this whole kind of slippery slope argument is because marijuana is already being sold illegally everywhere. So you just have to hear. Let me tell you, you just have to hear this next part for yourself.
I can go get marijuana anytime I want in your district. I mean, it's already there. I mean, pretending like it doesn't exist in Alabama is just is fear and I think a little bit ignorant. But be that as it may.
Well, let me give you the counter to that. If there's somebody that needs it, let's say someone is doing a cancer treatment, they have nausea problems, and they need something to control it. They can get it.
All right.
Wait. They can get it legally in the state of Alabama?
No.
Right.
No, but you can,
so you're going to put cancer victims in the...
You're going to turn them into criminals.
Right. They got to go buy it off the street.
Well, they're probably not too worried about that.
Well, they're worried about what it's laced with. That's a concern.
Jim, frankly, I would encourage you to visit some of these cancer victims that have seen relief with medical marijuana and tell them to their face that they just need to go out and get it on the street.
First, let me just say that this local radio show, I'm gonna give them props. Like, I don't know what their position is on all the other political issues that we talk about, but at least they had enough courage to go up against this lawmaker and speak truth to someone in a position of power. So I give them credit for that. At the same time, I just want to note, like, whether you're in Alabama, one of the most conservative states in the country, or in California, one of the most liberal, everyone loves pot. Like, let's just let's legalize it, all right? I don't want to have a conversation about whether or not cancer patients should be able to access medical marijuana for nausea. It should be legalized, period, done. On a federal level, I can't believe it's still a Schedule I drug.
And also the fact that it is recreationally legal in so many states now, and that there are still people sitting in federal prisons all over the country because of this. And the feds are currently kind of turning a blind eye to it, even though it is still federally against the law.
Right.
But there are people still sitting in prison because of this, and how just going from state to state, this is still all one country.
That's true.
And everyone has got to acknowledge how ridiculous that is.
It is ridiculous because there are people in states where marijuana has not been legalized under any circumstance. They're getting arrested and prosecuted for marijuana possession right now. Like, these stories still happen. So yes, on one hand, you have the federal government, which of course could pursue prosecution because they supersede whatever state laws there are. But at the same time, the real issue is that we still have states that are prosecuting people because they've decided to perpetuate the prohibition of marijuana. It's so stupid, it really is.
And can I mention something else about McClendon? McClendon, that state senator there from Alabama, is a healthcare professional who works as an optometrist and serves as the chair to the Senate's Health and Human Services Committee. So not only is he a state politician who is supposed to protect your best interest, but he specifically is someone who serves as the chair to the Senate's Health and Human Services Committee, essentially saying he does not care.
That's right, yeah. And the way that he handled the question about, you're gonna have cancer patients become criminals and buy it illegally. And he said, I don't think they're gonna really care at that point. Like, what was that supposed to mean? Like, they're cancer patients, so they're likely not gonna make it, so they probably aren't gonna care about being. What are you saying? I mean, it's a lack of empathy. That's the reason why I bring this up. It's just this inability to have any empathy for people who are sick, who need something that's gonna make the process of getting better, hopefully, a little easier. It's just, I don't care. I've decided I don't like pot, and for that reason, I'm gonna vote against legalizing medical marijuana, which, by the way, the chamber in Alabama did vote to approve it, so it did pass, but no thanks to this ridiculous lawmaker.
And also, like, I want our politicians to not only be, down to earth and understand what actually is going on, the needs and the cares and the wants of their constituents, but I want them to be educated. And I'm not talking about, getting some legacy admission into Harvard. I'm talking about actually being willing to do the work and educate yourself on a daily basis. And the fact that I am not a marijuana scientist, so I don't know all the studies, but what I do know is there are too many people who know what they're talking about, who have said, hey, smoking pot is not gonna turn you into a full-blown crackhead, for him to still be pushing this slippery slope argument.
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.